All right, we are here with another Agent Hot Seat. This is Mike Strobel.
Hello.
How are you doing, Mike?
I'm great.
Awesome. We're at Chubs Pub today. This is the spot.
I do like it here.
So once again, Agent Hot Seat, 21 questions. We're going to do a rapid fire.
Okay.
You ready to go?
Yep.
First up, what's your favorite way to start your day?
Been now getting up way too early because of the kids, and then getting them off with the mom, and then finally getting to work about 8:39.
Okay.
But then obviously then getting into the calls and whatnot and get ready for the day. So.
What is your spirit animal and why?
I would have to say seahorses. Growing up, there was a magazine that you could order an aquarium full, to raise your own seahorses. So I tried that numerous times, and it was a fail. It was supposed to be an aquarium from Florida and stuff like that. The aquarium was like about that big. So I've always been intrigued by seahorses, so proud of that. So.
Which neighborhood in the Fargo Moorhead area stands out the most to you?
I'd say Bluemont Lakes, and the reason is when I was in college a couple of years ago, so there was somebody mentioned Bluemont Lakes to me, and he was explaining that there's a lake in the middle of town, and it blew me away, and it's always kind of a cool area when you go back there and stuff. So some really nice houses back there. And
what's one thing you think every real estate agent should know or practice?
If somebody reaches out to you as an agent, have the common courtesy to call them back and things like that. Where I think sometimes too, where people, if it's maybe not that important to them or whatever, they won't give you a call back or things like that. Most of the time it's fine, but there's, I know early on in my career, somebody reached out to me on some totally random thing. And I called him back, and he even thanked me. He goes, "Thanks for calling me back." He goes, "A lot of people don't always call back." So I've never had that happen that often, but that's just common courtesy, I guess, to reach out to people if they call you.
If you hadn't been a real estate agent, what would you be?
Well, I went to school for like hotel motel management, so that was my career before. So I'm sure I'd be something in the last 10 years I was doing sales to hotels. So I'd probably be continuing that line, some type of sales to the hotel line or something like that to hotels. So.
Name your hobby.
I enjoy hunting a lot and golfing, but I'd say hunting is probably my number one thing. So, yep, upland hunting, pheasant hunting. So.
What's your perfect weekend or vacation?
I do enjoy going to the beach, but now we have some young kids, so we haven't brought them there yet, so it might be a little different deal. But I would say, going to the lakes is fun too, but I think eventually going to Mexico or something like that with the kids and hanging on the beach. So.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received about real estate?
I guess, the market's pretty tough right now, but I guess what I was told, and this is true, is that there's still people buying and selling. So you just have to find those people. It's getting a little tougher right now, but there's still people out there, so you just got to find them.
Okay. Name one bucket list item you have.
I guess Hawaii. I would love to go to Hawaii. Well, maybe not Maui right now, but Hawaii.
What's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery tomorrow?
Ooh, pay off all debts, and there's a lot of it, and buy a new vehicle.
All right. How do you stay up to date with the latest real estate trends?
Well, I'm definitely not a book guy, so it's not reading. It's podcasts. The brokerage has some webinars and stuff that you can watch, and there is obviously continuing ed, which you got to do that too. So, but definitely no books.
Okay. What was the biggest hurdle or obstacle for you in becoming a real estate agent?
Understanding the whole process, understanding, you're working for this brokerage, what the fees go to that brokerage. It gets really confusing, and then you're with a team, and it's just, and then you get fees on what is coming out. You got to pay this for monthly, and there's just a lot of stuff going on.
It's like a little world.
Yeah.
In there, yeah.
Yep. And like I said, it's just the whole knowing who you're with, what you got going on, fees are going where. It's it takes a while to kind of get that sorted out.
Okay. All right, almost halfway there. Most important thing people should look for in a real estate agent.
I guess personality. This is their biggest investment of their life for the most people, and find somebody that they can trust. Obviously, good personality, get along with. There's a lot of fun things about buying and selling houses, but there's also a lot of stressful and things like that. So you got to have somebody there that will help you out and guide you through the process. So.
Right. How would you sell a haunted house?
A haunted house. So I guess if I would been in the house and witnessed something, it could be a tough sell because I don't know if I'd want to go back in there.
Right.
But if I would go in and not witness anything or whatever, then I could get it sold. But if I see something, I would have a hard time, I think, getting that deal done.
What do you think is the biggest misconception people have on the industry?
I think a lot of people think that all agents make a lot of money, and there's a lot of fees involved. Which there should be, but I think that's the big part of it, is that a lot of people just think that you get a lot of money for selling houses, buying houses, things like that, but it's not necessarily that case. So,
what advice would you give to someone just starting out in the industry?
it is fun. You have to love dealing with people. Weird hours. That's kind of what I've always done. But it's also, you're not going to get, the money's not going to be there right away. You have to work for it. 6 months, 1 year into the industry before you really see things, and just to kind of get the people calling, the residual, the second people coming, buying something different. It just takes some time. Just can't jump into it, and it's definitely a lot of work.
Right. All right, last one, Mike. What is the most rewarding part of your job as a real estate agent?
Well, like I said, they get very stressful transactions, not all, but most, and just the reward at the end when the people are extremely happy with what they've done and what they got. It's just a lot of fun. Like I said, that one guy was so frustrated with stuff, and we got it through, and he told me like a year later, he goes, "I'm so happy I did it then," and just helping people and seeing it through.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear. Well, thank you, Mike, very much for sitting through the hot seats and
Thank you.
answering the 21 questions. We will post your different ways to contact you down below.
Okay.
Anything else you got to say for everyone?
Nope. Just if you're in the neighborhood, come to Chubs Pub. Great place.
Awesome. Yes, it is a great place. Treat us well.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Mike.